Ma'am?
As I mentioned before, my name is Dominique Hunter. I just recently graduated from MCC in May with my focus in American Indian Studies. And my future educational goals include going to ASU and continuing with therapeutic recreation. So my life dream is to work with people to help them manage stress and be able to balance themselves mentally, physically, and basically to get back to the core of who they are and to manage self-esteem. And as Lizette so kindly and graciously mentioned with that discussion, I think it's interesting to try to do different things with interacting with people. I've helped to organize different Indigenous art showcases and different events, so I'm always trying to think of something new and exciting. So today we're going to talk about stress management, which is like my favorite topic because I use it every day and I feel like it can help a lot of people. So whether you already know this and this is a review or whether you're hearing things for the first time, I know it always helps me to even just remind myself of these things. So I'm going to get started. So I put a few different variety of photos up there. I'm a little bit biased, like I said, because I'm a therapeutic rec major, so I love being outside. And I know some people don't like it as much, but I always say, well, just imagine there's no bugs and mosquitoes and sweat. And just think of, the place that you would feel most peaceful, minus those items. So for some people, it's the beach. For some people, since we live 5 hours from the beach, it might be the desert. I know that's like really good for a lot of people. And then for myself, I love being on trees and lakes and things like that. So we're going to try a little exercise today. So like I said, and maybe your most relaxing place is like in a corner of your own home. You have all your candles set up and you have, your music playing, or you're just totally relaxed. The kids are at their aunt's house and you don't have to, hear mom, dad. So, or maybe it's like in a park, or something like that. So if you feel comfortable, you don't have to, but you just close your eyes and we're going to do a little bit of happy place meditation. So whether it's a lake by a line of trees, whether it's a beach, whether it's South Mountain, whether it's a rainy day, sitting in your house, just picture yourself in the most peaceful place that you can. And just feel all the relaxation that comes over you as you realize that you're in a safe environment. This is your special place, your happy place, and that nobody can intrude on that. And notice what you see, whether it's the sky, different clouds, whether it's photos of loved ones or the leaves swaying in the wind. Think about the sounds that you hear. You might hear birds, you might hear your favorite song, you might hear children laughing far in the distance. And then just breathe in. Hold it for a couple of seconds, and exhale. And breathe in. Big deep breath. Hold it. And release for a couple of seconds. Now, just imagine yourself slowly getting up from your comfortable place. You notice things around you. You start to walk around. You start to notice, if you're outside, you start to notice that there's different patterns. There's different ways that different trees move. Different ways that different sounds that different birds may make. There's new flowers or there's new leaves, a change of season. You notice that the sun, I know a lot of people here, the heat is something that we get a lot of sun, but just imagine, coming out of the shade and warming yourself in the warm sun. Or if you're more of a cool personality, just imagine that nice crisp breeze just running across your skin. And as you continue to walk, you continue to breathe in, out, realizing that you're not alone, that there are many other entities around you. As I said, whether it be the wind or the trees or the birds. Realizing that you're one part of a greater scheme of life. And as you finish your breathing, slowly go. So that was very short because of time, but I hope you feel more relaxed. I know when I do my happy place meditation, it's like my favorite part of the day because I get to go be somewhere I usually have to drive 2 hours to go to. And if that exercise is a little bit difficult for you, what helps me is looking at pictures. So if your happy place, if your family is far away, or whether, like I said, the beach is 5 hours away and the woods are 2 hours away, just having that imagery in front of you is very helpful for me. And nature is beauty, and beauty is actually key to de-stressing our minds and our bodies. So whether, I don't know if you guys have a dog or you have kids, but I know a key thing for me, even if it's hard in the summertime, but just trying to go for like an extra walk and just being mindful of things around you really helps to put things into perspective. Especially I go for walks in the evening with my dog and I just look at the stars and it really puts things into perspective for me. Like, wow, I have so much going on, but I'm significant, but it's all about perspective because you look at that one little dot and that's a galaxy. So it helps me put things into perspective and realize, we're all humans on a human journey and we can only do the best that we can, and that there's other people that are going through things as well, for better or for worse. So just kind of gives me a little bit of perspective. So with that, kind of talk a little bit about meditation. So there's 3 types of meditation that I've been studying: mindfulness meditation, transcendental meditation, which is it's pretty popular, like in the celebrity crowd, I guess you could say, and happy place meditation, which we kind of went over. The main difference is that mindfulness meditation is being mindful of your breathing. So you can definitely, if you have trouble, you have a lot of images coming in and out of your head throughout the day, or you stare at a computer screen all day. I know that's me. I would close my eyes and I see my computer screen. It's like a nightmare. Because, we want to kind of like drain those things out of our minds and kind of like recenter ourselves, or else those things, for better or for worse, are going to like rule our minds and they're just going to keep going and racing and I have to do this and I have to do that. So a lot of times with meditation, people complain and say, well, I have, all these thoughts, I have to do this and I have to do this, and they come. So what I was taught was that you have a piece of paper with a pencil, and if a thought comes and it's like, oh my gosh, like I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, I've been waiting for a month, write that down. If it's like, I have to go grocery shopping, you let it go. Because you're going to remember to be hungry. Like that's going to come back, So with mindfulness meditation, the key is to monitor your breathing, deep breathing, and also to be aware of those thoughts and to like gently let them go. So some people find it helpful to imagine them as like dropping leaves on a river and like just watching them like float away. I catch myself like walking after the leaves in my mind. I'm like, okay, I'm sitting here. I know that may sound crazy, but as you do it more, it kind of makes sense, I hope. Or some people imagine like the wind taking it away or something like that. So whatever works for you, that's kind of mindfulness meditation, and that helps to decrease stress, anxiety, especially with deep breathing, and also depression. So that's mindfulness meditation. Transcendental meditation, I just realized that's the same thing. I accidentally copied it. So it has a lot of the same effects. It decreases stress and depression, but it also gives you a lot of energy. So whereas they're both helpful and good, but mindfulness meditation where it kind of brings you, decreases the energy, increases your stress. Transcendental meditation increases your energy. And transcendental meditation is basically reciting a mantra. So I don't know if you guys are kind of familiar with that. It can be something as simple as breathing in like goodness and breathing out stress, or breathing in love and breathing out hate or stress, something like that. Or, you know, like if you have something that means something personally to you. I know with transcendental meditation, people who are licensed to train in therapeutic methods and meditation, they can give you a mantra. So there's different like beliefs about that, and they have different origins as well, which I don't have time to put up there. But they come from two, I believe, they come from two different lines of thought, two different cultures. So then we already went over happiness meditation, and that, for me, and what I've learned, and from personal experience, and through doing different workshops and stuff, it increases purpose. So it kind of like I said, recenters you. And then prayer, basically that's a reflection of yourself and your beliefs. So obviously there are many different cultures and beliefs, but if that's something that helps you, then that's something that you know, can help you to start your day off right. So exercise and eating healthy, and everybody is. I know I do. I get like really thinking about it when I'm not doing it, and that's just, yeah. So it's just like reminders. We are all, I know we're all like well, most of us are like, we complain about being very busy and not having time for exercise and eating healthy. So a few things that have worked, and for me personally that I've been taught is trying to incorporate exercise as much as you can to your schedule. So I just started a new gym membership the other day, and I was talking to this trainer, and he was like, oh, well, some people say, you know, you're supposed to exercise 2 to 3 times a week, but it's really 4 to 5 times a week. And I was like, you work at a gym. Like, that's really easy for you to say, right? So for myself, even if it's once a week, even if you say, okay, even if your weekends are booked, if you say every other weekend, I'm going to run. That's better than not doing it. And that's how I started. It may sound like, wow, like every other week. But you start enjoying it, and especially if you get into exercises that you are, that are kind of more personalized to you, you kind of find your niche. Then you want to do it more, so then you kind of like find time to squeeze it in on like a Saturday, like morning or something like that, you know, so you kind of get to every week and then maybe a couple of times a week. So, but even if you're only doing it like intense exercising once a week, like that's an extra, you know, opportunity for your heart to get, to obviously increase your blood flow and increase oxygen, which decreases stress because it increases your energy and releases endorphins. So I know a lot of people know about that. But it also gives you a sense of accomplishment, a goal ahead of you. And it's also great for social health too, if you get into like running with other people, if you take like a yoga class or something like that. And I know they have like yoga classes even here like at MCC and stuff like that. So just kind of getting around people that are also at your same level. I have a friend that we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go running, and we both get there, we're like, walking for 20 minutes talking, and then all of a sudden we're like, so did you want to run? And she was like, I was really hoping you wouldn't ask me because I hate running. And I was like, I hate running too. so we walked, and then we did a lot of like resistance stuff and like yoga and everything. So kind of getting around people, like if you have somebody who like runs like 5 miles a day, and you're just starting off, like that's really going to discourage you. So you want to get around people who are kind of like at your same skill level. And I'm sure there's like people around you just have to like start asking. And then eating healthy is a key for like energy and decreasing your stress. So be realistic. So, not everybody has time to eat healthy all the time. So it's the same thing with exercise. Just incorporate it as much as you can. And water is key. Hydration, that's key. That's something that it boosts your metabolism, and it just overall like prevents you obviously from getting dehydrated and keeps your skin like moisturized and everything like that. So water, hydration is key, and listening to your body. So it's not just eating healthier, but it's eating food that's helpful for you. So what might be healthy for somebody else might not be healthy for you. And if you can, meal prepping is really awesome. If you have like an extra time, like on a Sunday evening or whatever, meal prep is definitely helpful, and that goes along with time management, and that definitely decreases stress. And the key is also healthy eating if you're trying to get, whether it's lose weight or just become healthier, like giving yourself that 4-hour window before bed. I know like a lot of times like I won't eat enough during the day, so like it'll be like an hour before bed, I'm starving, and I'm like, oh, there's only like meatloaf and mashed potatoes in the fridge. It's like, no. So just trying to like realize that you're burning energy all throughout the day. So eating earlier is definitely helpful. And like I said, time management. I love this picture because this is how I feel about time. 2 ways. I'm Saponi Native American, so our time is very cyclical. So I kind of like that picture for that. But also, I feel like this is what happens to my time. It just like goes down the drain. Like I have no time. Like I'm just like, it's spiraling. But it doesn't have to be that way. So decreasing your stress, like what's key to decreasing stress is giving time for yourself. Like I said, whether it's breathing, meditation, exercising, eating healthy, that's time that you need. They say that quote, like, oh, I love you so much, I'd do anything for you. Well, think about like that as yourself, like you would do anything for yourself. And being realistic, so, not overbooking yourself and giving yourself a timeline, giving yourself extra time and working ahead, which is something that Lisa spoke about at our avoiding procrastination. If you have any extra time, downtime is great. I totally condone downtime. But once your butt starts going down, that's the point where you're like, okay, I should probably either be doing something else or, turn off Netflix. So that's definitely a great way to avoid procrastination is to cut out excess things that you don't need. And rewarding yourself, that's key, because if you don't reward yourself, you will get even more burnt out and you'll be angry. And you'll be one of those angry people on the road. It's just like, you're like, whoa, man, I'm going like 4 over the speed limit. Like, what is your deal? And it's because like they didn't go on vacation after they finished their doctorate, so now they're upset. Definitely rewarding yourself is key, and also self-esteem. So a lot of people would say like, what does this have to do with stress management? But it really does. Self-esteem, how you are on the inside, your inner self and your inner strength, that's going to project onto your day. You're going to see that if you wake up and you're late and you're, just rushing around, you're going to project that sense of, urgency and project that sense of stress. So waking up and realizing, remembering who you are, and like I said, taking care of yourself. And if this is kind of like a new topic for you, then exploring yourself is definitely helpful. We're all, like Lisa said, we're all unique people, and we're all valuable in that we're unique. So exploring who you are is key to longevity and key to your long-term happiness, as well as keeping positive mindfulness, and not allowing yourself to not comparing yourself to others. That happens a lot, especially, it may be, aesthetics, it may be clothing or physique, but it can also just be work. Like, wow, this person did this in this amount of time and I'm still working on this. You can't compare yourself to others because everyone's different. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. So focus on your strengths because that's all you have to go by anyway. If you focus on your weaknesses, you're only, making the situation worse. And having a strong support system of other people around you who encourage you and lift you up and who add to your self-love. So, interaction with others, I believe this is my last slide. So, that's I don't know, for show of hands, how many people get stressed out every day by other people? Everybody, okay. So, I love it because all of these things sound so nice and so great until you get around that one person and you're just, or maybe a couple people, and you're just like, oh my gosh, you stress me out so much, you just tense up at the thought of the person. You're just like, oh my goodness. So that's inevitable, right? Because we work with a lot of people and we're in a city, so even people who we, in traffic, that kind of stuff, energy, people's energy is everywhere. There's a lot of energy. So obviously in your personal life, like I said, having people around you that add to your support and your self-love. But also having boundaries and being clear. So a lot of people, there's two problems with boundaries. Either they're not clear in the beginning, or usually it's the second time, they kind of feel awkward because they're like, I've already told you that I don't feel comfortable with that. So, and then you're like, I don't want to say it again. So being consistent with your boundaries and just saying no, I said before no, I said 2 times before no, being consistent with your boundaries. That's, that's really important because if you allow other people to treat you less than your worth, then your self-esteem is going to go down and your stress is going to increase. So you're going to become very angry at yourself and at other people. And realizing that there are so many people, obviously, who you have negative interactions with, but just remembering that the way that people act is often a reflection of themselves, not necessarily a reflection of you. And realizing that, even if you make a mistake, that there's still boundaries in how people can treat you. And when all else fails, try your breathing, and if you need to go take a walk and go to your happy place. That's what I do. So that's all I have for today. And if you guys have any questions or anything, like I said, I'm still a student too. I'm going for my bachelor's in therapeutic recreation. So even feedback, that would be great. I love feedback, constructive criticism. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions.
No question.
I have a comment.
Oh, do you have a comment?
You made me tired, Dominique. I want to.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the problem with I was trying to shorten it, and then that's the problem is that I get you halfway through, but hopefully tonight you can finish,
Right.
and then you'll sleep really great. Mindfulness.
Time is going to go slow.
Yeah. It's really funny. The first time I did the Happy Place meditation was for a workshop for Miss Native MCC pageant contestants, and I was like, okay, I've never done this before. I'm just gonna try it out, and I thought, I was like, man, everybody's bored. They're just like, oh my god, and then I opened my eyes, and half the people were laying down, half the people were a couple people were asleep.
I looked back here, she was there, and I'm like,
Yeah, I thought you
how did she get back there?
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, in our culture, in mainstream U.S. culture, many other countries, they take longer breaks, and they emphasize that. So just kind of really working that in is really helpful. But yeah, they were asleep, and they were like, man, you have the most peaceful voice. And I was like, oh, that's great. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So like I said, I'm still a student, so just exploring things.
You did good, thank you.
Thank you, guys.